Alright, I'm back with another Bionicle Titans review. This time it is the Maxilos and Spinax set. Now this is a very big set, or tall, and it can't exactly fit on my camera. I mean, it can barely now, but I'm gonna have to take the dog off, and you probably won't really get a view of the full thing anymore. And this is probably going to be, I'll have to show it in little parts. So I'll start by removing Spinax, and I can review him first. Alright, this is Spinax. He is an energy hound, I think is what it's called. Alright, so he's got 4 Paraka clawed feet and Paraka lower legs and regular upper leg pieces with this type of armor. Same thing for all 4 legs. On his back here you can see he's got these spikes here, the same spikes that they use on Elec. I'm not sure if they're Paraka spikes. I don't own a Paraka, but I'm pretty sure that the Paraka spikes are attached to the Paraka's headpiece. Alright, and then there's this tail. And here's his head. It's kind of cool. It's a unique piece. They never used it again. It's similar to like the Baraki Karapper one, but it's longer and thinner, and it's gray. You can see his mouth opens and closes, and right here it's one of the Onua claws from 2001. Here's what inside his head looks like. And that is Spinax. Alright, now to the big robot Maxilos. Alright, so I'll start by showing you his feet. You can see 2 Toamata feet pieces right here. One in the front and then one in the back for extra support. It's kind of interesting looking foot. Kind of thin. Vaki leg pieces. Hydraulics in the back. And here's a Toametru foot piece right here. And armor same as Spinax's. Alright, and then so here's the problem with his legs. They really move around, and it's hard to stand him up because he pretty much just, his legs slide out from underneath him and he falls down. I said this on Hydraxum, on my review of Hydraxum, but what they need is like another hydraulic thing connecting from the top of his leg to his back, or like another ball socket joint. It wasn't much of a problem on Hydraxon, but here it's a big problem because he's a lot more heavier, and it puts more weight on it, and it just, unless you position him right, he just falls down. Alright, and then to his body, it's kind of skimpy looking. Here's one of those Baraki foot pieces that they've used. That kind of looks like the Tohortica foot. Borak hands right here. Then to his arms, you can see the Vezon. It's Vezon's head as his shoulder pieces. Another Vaki leg piece. And the same hands, the Paraka foot hands that was also used on, Brutaka. And I think that's a pretty good effect that it has. It kind of has a good feel like it's grabbing it. Here's one of Hydraxon's boomerangs on the bottom of it, and then this double-bladed sword. You can see right here what it looks like. Other arm, same thing. He's got Kordak blaster mounted on his shoulder. I think that's cool. I always love it when the guys have blasters mounted on their shoulder. And then no weapon on this hand. He just is able to hold the leash for Spinax. And it's a very short leash, so I mean you can only have Spinax like right next to him like that. Alright, let's go around to the back. You can see 2 extra Kordak pieces right in here. One of like the Dakar or Dephilic Motoron chest pieces. And you can see his neck back in here. It's really long. It's one of the shorter ball socket joints. But if it just attached to the joint down in here, I mean, it'd be behind his chest. So I guess I see why they made it pretty tall. And then you can see this pipe that comes around and connects into the front of his mask, or back of his mask. And here is his mask, a robot mask, so it doesn't have any powers. Two blue light pieces, those are separate, you can put those on. Alright, and that is Maxilos and Spinax. Alright, so what I like about this set, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's tall, and I like his Kordak blaster on his shoulder, but that's about it. It's not that great of a set. If you look, he's really skimpy looking. His legs are really skinny. They don't stand up well. His body is really skimpy looking also. I mean, it's just, if you take away these two Borak things right here, it's just going to be practically as thin as his legs. Well, not that thin, but still really thin. His arms also look pretty skinny. I mean, it's just not really a good looking set. I mean, it's not like, oh, they're old sets, I mean, give him a break, but look at Hydraxon. See, his legs are still kind of skinny, but he's a shorter guy, so it doesn't look as weird. His body is filled up a lot. He's got thick arms. I mean, it doesn't really look like there's spaces that could be filled up. But on Maxilos, there's just so many spots on there. It just doesn't look too good. I mean, you do get a lot of pieces, but I think the set used to go for $30. I mean, it probably shouldn't have, so they just threw in the Spinax dog to make it worth more. So I guess they're just trying to get out a $30 set, and it didn't turn out that good. But I mean, it's still kind of cool looking. I mean, it is a robot, so maybe it's kind of supposed to look like that, but I doubt it. It's a big set. It's one of the bigger Titans, but I think even Brutica is bigger than this, and he went for $20. And he looks better. Alright, so to the review. I like how the Spinax is pretty cool, even though there's not much to him. He comes with a lot of great parts, so if you're like a mock builder, you could use a lot of those. And I guess he's good for the story since he is an important character, but overall, he's not that good of a deal. I mean, now if you're thinking of buying an expensive set, or expensive Bionicle on eBay, I mean, don't pay like $500 for this one, because it's not worth that. Pay maybe like $200 for Hydraxon or Brutica or something. Axon maybe. This one, unless you're collecting them all, or you like his colors or his mask or something, get him. Otherwise, he's not that great of a set. I also forgot to mention, just like the kind of like Prydic, his body moves, and that is kind of cool. How you can kind of tilt him like that, and his shoulders stay straight. It's kind of interesting. All right, so to the ratings, he still is a big set. He's a taller guy, so I'm gonna probably give this one a 5.5 out of 10. Just because there isn't really much there. No, I'm gonna go 6. I'm changing it to 6. So, it's an okay set, but it's not the best. So that is Maxilos and Spinax, and I will see you next time.